Let me tell you an old story that happened a long time ago. But first, think about what's the most absurd way someone cheated on a test and didn't get caught? Comment, please. During her final semester at Carleton University, Elena was hanging on by a thread. Organic Chemistry 2 had a well-earned reputation for destroying GPAs with a 40% failure rate and a professor, Dr. McAllister, who treated cheating like a personal vendetta. He had been known to fail entire sections if he so much as suspected collaboration. Elena needed to keep her scholarship, and she was barely keeping up. That's when she joined a study group and met Noah Lin. He was sharp, unpredictable, and totally unbothered by the stress everyone else seemed to carry. While Elena clung to flashcards and diagrams, Noah didn't even bring a notebook most days. He always claimed he had a system. Elena assumed it was a unique study method. She was wrong. On the morning of the midterm, Dr. McAllister made his usual announcement. No electronic devices, all bags at the front, only pencils and calculators on the desk. Elena noticed Noah stroll in wearing a plain white t-shirt and jeans. Nothing unusual. He looked almost too relaxed. The test was brutal. 50 multiple-choice questions focused entirely on reaction mechanisms worth 35% of the final grade. Elena's hands trembled as she turned to the first page. 20 minutes in, she happened to glance toward Noah, seated 2 rows ahead, and noticed something strange. He kept touching his left arm, at first subtly, then more frequently, like he was checking his pulse. At first, she thought it might be anxiety, but his movements were too methodical. Her eyes narrowed. Then just for a second, the sleeve of his t-shirt shifted, and Elena caught sight of something unusual on his forearm. It was a tattoo, but not just any tattoo. It was a miniature periodic table surrounded by what looked like faint, almost imperceptible reaction pathways drawn along the edges. And that's when it hit her. It wasn't a real tattoo. It was temporary. A cheat sheet, hidden in plain sight, printed directly on his skin in nearly microscopic detail. It wasn't paper. It wasn't electronic. It technically wasn't breaking the rules, but it was brilliant. Every few minutes, Noah would stretch his arm, scratch near his elbow, or casually glance at his wrist, revealing different sections of the tattoo. Dr. McAllister patrolled the rows with sharp eyes, completely unaware that the answers were quite literally being read off a student's forearm. Elena sat frozen, equal parts stunned and, though she hated to admit it, impressed. Noah finished the exam half an hour early, turned in his paper with a relaxed confidence, and strolled out as if he'd just finished a crossword puzzle. 2 weeks later, Dr. McAllister returned the results. Noah scored a 98%. Elena got a 76%. What haunted her wasn't the grade gap. It was how clever the whole thing had been. Noah hadn't hacked a system. He'd outdesigned it. He graduated with honors and was later accepted into a prestigious research program. Elena often wondered if that creative studying habit followed him into graduate school. She never reported what she saw. She never told anyone. Years later, as a high school chemistry teacher, Elena found herself at the front of a new classroom. On the first day of every exam period, she would casually mention that all students had to wear short sleeves. When they asked why, she never explained. She just smiled.